I don't think I could say anything I just said as a white male, but hi, I did it.
In a time where all podcasts are the same, two guys have decided that enough is enough. This is the League of UNextraordinary Gentlemen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while. We're happy to have you back. Fireside here with Eric Pipes Joliker. You know, just quick sidebar. He's wearing this great Guns N' Roses shirt. I asked Eric to name me 4 Guns N' Roses songs. He said, I'll name you one. And then he sang me Every Rose Has Its Thorn, which is sung by Poison and Bret Michaels. And I want you to know that you are an idiot. But I'm really happy to be back in this room with you. It's been a couple of weeks. I've been away on travel. I've been all over the U.S., really.
You have been.
I left the continental U.S.
You're the jet setter.
I was on a jet. But how was your week, huh? How were your last couple of weeks before I dive too deep?
Been busy. I also have been traveling around the region, not necessarily the nation.
Back in Rehoboth, or
no, Bethany.
Right. Sorry.
Spent some more time at the beach, a little R&R.
I mean, you clearly wanted to show these tan pipes off tonight. Eric showed up in another tank top that was too bright, and we were like, look, you can't wear that because of the green screen. And then Sean came in and offered him 2 shirts. One was a Baltimore Orioles shirt, and they're surging. They're actually the best team in baseball.
I swear, this better be green screening right now.
The other shirt was this sleeveless Guns N' Roses shirt, to which he can't name a single song by the artist. But he selected this shirt because it has no sleeves. So, Eric, did you work your pipes while you were at the beach?
I don't know. You tell me. Do they look like they've been
They
worked?
look so good. I think you should oil them up like Hulk Hogan.
Ooh.
Next time.
I
want them all glistening.
All right. I'm going to take a note for that for the next episode.
WWE's under fire. See Vince McMahon step down? I'm not going to talk about it too much, but
I did not see that.
All kinds of sexual harassment and such.
Are we surprised?
Not at all. The funniest thing is they're like, at 78 years old, Vince McMahon is stepping down. And I was like, for most people, they just call that retirement.
Yeah. Exactly.
78. Like, oh, he had a good run.
My God. It's not like he's 38.
Good Lord. How rich do you think that? Anyway.
It's filthy.
Well, Eric, I actually went, as I told the
Tell us
loyal,
about the old Puerto Rico.
Yeah, loyal listeners, I went to Puerto Rico. It was a really good time.
Now, we have friends that live down there.
I didn't realize Chris was down there.
Chris and Sarah, yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently you didn't look him up while you're down there.
I didn't. I thought he was, where did I think he was?
You really don't pay attention to social media
at all. I don't.
Because they
not
post
often.
frequently on there.
I see their pictures, but I never equated it to Puerto Rico.
The most of them say where they're located.
I just thought they were like, I didn't know they were living there. I thought they were like vacationing on one of like Turks and Caicos or something.
No, they moved there.
That's great, because I want to. I really liked Puerto Rico. I loved it, actually. It takes 4 hours to get there. It's like going to Florida.
How expensive was it? Was it expensive or?
No, the flights were really reasonable.
No. There, on the island.
Oh.
Like Hawaii is very expensive.
Oh, no. I think, actually I was talking about with my parents, and they were like, I think you got the right idea. I think going to Puerto Rico is the way to go. And I was like, well, have you been to either one? And they were like, well, no. I'm like, this is a great discussion. But my dad's like, I have no desire to go to Hawaii. I think you did it right going to Puerto Rico.
I mean, it's a 4-hour flight versus like an 8. No, it's like a 12-hour flight.
Hotels and like the Airbnb I stayed in the first night was like $130 a night.
It's not bad.
No, it was beachfront, and so I was looking at Luquillo Beach, and to my left was the rainforest. So the view was incredible.
The Rainforest Cafe is down there?
Yes.
Nice.
The El Yunque Rainforest, right? So look, that was really cheap. You can find cheap restaurants, or you can find expensive ones. Some of the places have like street food, like food trucks and stuff.
Would you trust it?
Yeah,
trust it?
Yeah, you can still look up reviews. Like one, we went for breakfast, and then we literally sat on the ocean, like 2 little chairs. It was like the most spectacular view, and that they made me like almost like little sliders, like little burgers for breakfast, with like bacon on top of them, with like a nice sweet Hawaiian roll. Oh, they were really, you would have dug a lot of meat, a lot of pork.
Oh yeah,
a lot of pork down there.
Love
Everything's
the pork.
Yeah, and then they have something
called white meat
called mofongo. Mofongo, I tried that. That's their national dish. So that's made with like plantains. So it's like it would replace like a potato probably. Yeah. So I had that with like pork and meat and all kinds of different things.
Was it like a slurry?
No, it was more like a
casserole.
what's the stuff I'm thinking of? No, like cornmeal. Like it was like a hard, like it was like a base, like it would shape it, and you could carve it off. It was like corn. What's the cornbread? Almost the consistency of like cornbread.
Interesting.
But you could get it with shrimp or pork.
Oh, yeah. I think I've had this before.
It's really good. I don't know if you have. It's only in Puerto Rico.
Well, Puerto Rican cuisine.
All the rums are down there. The Bacardi factory is down there.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I drank one of their passion fruit flavors that you can't get in the U.S.
Finished that.
Finished that on a Monday. Passed out on the beach. Came back and went back to sleep from 5 p.m. until 6 a.m. the next day. The old wife was not happy.
Boy, are you a pussy.
She was not. We drank a whole bottle on the beach.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Like a fifth, like a
no, it was like a bottle.
Milliliter.
Whatever, like a normal sized bottle of liquor, 750 milliliters. Yeah. So, but we also had beers and stuff.
But the two of you finished the bottle together, or you finished it by yourself?
Well, you could say it was together, but I was just sitting there ripping shots on the beach, and she probably had like a quarter of it. So. Look, I hadn't been on vacation in a while. It was our first day. I started drinking at like 8 or I'm 10 in the morning.
Judging one bit.
Well, then we're out on the beach all day, right? We're drinking. I make the cardinal sin of falling asleep on the beach in the sun.
Oh, you dum-dum.
Yeah, so I didn't mean to. I laid down to like listen to some music, and then 2 hours later, I look like fucking Clint Eastwood in The Good and the Bad. Like my lips were like
all dry.
I'm like,
where did she just leave you on the beach?
She fell asleep in the shade of a palm tree, and when I fell asleep, I was still in the shade of the palm tree. The sun moved.
Well, no, the earth moves.
Well, you got it. Things moved, and the shadows were no longer over me. The cool thing about Puerto Rico is that you don't really need umbrellas, though. Like the palm trees almost go like right up to the water. You'll still have like 30 yards, let's say, in between.
Nice.
But you just kind of find a cool tree to sit under, post up under there.
Don't fall asleep though, because the sun moves.
No, don't do that. But it's good. You don't need to like go look for an umbrella in a spot in the morning. You got to basically find a cool spot under that tree. So that was cool. I did the El Yunque rainforest. I did a 25-foot cliff jump. I did I
saw that. I saw that video.
Oh, you did?
And you looked special.
So here, let me tell you.
You looked very special.
Oh, that was the swing. I think you mean the rope swing.
No. I saw you to jump in with the helmet in the,
Oh, no, that was the water slide. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I saw you jump off of a cliff into a pool.
Well, maybe it was. I'm sorry. Maybe my wife put up all the clips.
In the look of you going in, I was like, oh, he's so special.
I'm so special.
This is the Make-A-Wish for one Stefan
It was
Savanich.
beautiful. It was my beautiful black wife. That's all I wanted was to get All right. So we did the cliff jump. The water slide was really cool because it was like it carved out the rock. It wasn't an actual slide. You're in the middle of a fucking rainforest, but it became a slide, and that was really neat. And then they had a rope swing, and the guy goes, the guide, when we were about to go out on the rope swing, he goes, "Hey, do a backflip." And I was like, "A backflip? All right." And so I swing
you
out.
Botched it, didn't you?
I swing out to do the swing out into like the water into the rainforest. You're like up like probably 15 feet. So I swing out, and I guess what you're supposed to do is start the backflip, like most of it, while you're still on the rope.
Right, and you flip your legs
and then
over.
Let go. So but I've never really done a backflip. I'm not a flipper. I can't even do a flip on a diving board. So I swing out on this thing. I start to lift my legs up. And then I let go as my legs are like right here, and there's no centrifugal force, right? So my legs go here, and I just drop like a stone.
So
I
did a backflap,
dude. There was like 40 to 60 people. Like this was a tour spot. It went, and people went, and just looked over. I was like, my back hurts. It was so loud, it reverberated throughout the canyon.
He is special.
I did do a special jump. Now, we went to the Bio Bay, which was really cool. Your dad.
The bioluminescence.
Yeah, your dad calls it the Bio Bay. He calls it the Bio Bay. You got to go to the Bio Bay. Fucking Al from North Dakota. Iowa, sorry.
Minnesota.
So we go, hey, look, that was really cool. So we did a glass bottom kayak. All right. Mm-hmm. So you go out at like 9 o'clock at night. It's all dark. Now, it was cool because there was like a thunderstorm off in the background. Mm-hmm. So you had like the lightning. It wasn't really raining, but the lightning was still kind of lighting the sky up every once in a while. So it was this really atmospheric trip. So I was like, it was it was a kayak, but it was a 2-person kayak. So I knew everything we needed to do. I was getting us to stop. I was getting us to turn, put my
Now, were you in the stern or were you in the bow?
I was in the front. I went front. Now, because I was told with the kayaks, it's different. That's the person. You're the rudder. You're steering in the back with the canoes. And I was going to sit in the back, but they were like, the person up front should sit because if they have more experience, they can steer things and get you out of trouble.
You're
blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Did you tell them how much that you paddled?
Oh, 70 miles over a 4 or 5 day period. Yeah. We were veterans at that point, you and I. Mm-hmm. But this was cool. So we went, it was a fraction of that trip, but it was probably like a 20-minute ride, 25-minute paddle out. And then we stopped in the water, and I was thinking it was going to just be lit up everywhere. And the tour guide starts talking. And the more he's talking, he kind of let our eyes adjust to the dark. And he's like, look down at the water. And the water was like twinkling. It was like sparkling, like when you bite into like a lifesaver, that spark, like you could see it. It's not like it's bright like stars, but when you start to look at the water, you can see it. And then anytime you would disturb the water, like put your hand in, move the oar, it would light up. So they had these things called dinoflagellates that I learned. I'll say that 5 times
little
fast.
Jellyfish.
Yeah. So the creatures, when they're disturbed, that's their like defense mechanism or whatever. They light up. So it was like, on the trip back, we were rowing, and every time we put our oar in, we could see it, and then the disturbance of the water under the kayak was lighting it up under the kayak. So it was like once in a lifetime. What's really crazy is photography and video, it doesn't work with the effect. So the only way to see it
is with your own
eyes. To go. Huh. So we tried. They told us it would, and Sunday tried to take a couple shots, but you got to go do it. And so they said that the Puerto Rico one is the brightest in the world. And that the mangroves broke when they had the big hurricane down there a few years ago, and they had to repair it because it's like a perfect bastion, water condition wise, for these things it's like a one in a million chance, and that almost broke down there. So that's on an island called Vieques, which is a little island off of there. What I learned is Vieques, the guy goes, this used to be a military island by the U.S. Navy. And we were thinking, like, what, up until like the 50s, 60s? And he goes, no, until 2003. He was like, I remember hearing the bombs when I was a child. We were like, holy shit. So I guess they were doing like bomb testing and stuff. But so I looked it up. Real estate's dirt cheap in this place, Vieques. It's because it's not even been a tourist spot for more than 20 years. Like since they were, it was a military installation until 2003. You can get like a 5-bedroom house there for like $180,000, like on the water.
Wow.
It's disgusting.
Now, do you have to boat to that island or?
Yeah, so you have 2 options to get to Vieques. You could either take a puddle jumper plane, that's $200. It's $100 each way.
Okay.
And it's like a half-hour ride. Or you could take the ferry, and we took the ferry. The ferry is $2 a person, $4 round trip, and it's about a 50-minute ride.
It's the Greyhound way.
Look, I was at $5 or $200 or $400 because I was paying for 2 of us. No brainer. All you got to do is get to that ferry, but I stayed on the east side of the island, so we were already. I built that into my trip, so I knew I was going to take the ferry. So we stayed pretty close to there because the ferry's like 2 hours from San Juan, which is where a lot of people stay, which is the capital, which is not where I went. I went to the less touristy spots. Vieques was the bombing place, right? Now,
so that's where you actually stayed.
Well, I stayed 2 nights in Luquillo, which is in Puerto Rico proper, and then 2 nights in Vieques. What I wanted to tell you was I rented a Jeep in Vieques. Vieques has beaches that some of them are only accessible by 4-wheel drive vehicles. There were 2 beaches that I went to while I was there.
Tell me you got stuck.
No, there were 2 beaches I went to where we were, and I'm not talking like a 20, yard strip of land. I'm talking 3 football fields in either direction. We were the only people on the beach for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's hard to get there, but that's the type of experience and I'm talking gorgeous Caribbean water. Like we were the only people on the beach.
It was good fine sand.
Oh, it's great. Sand's beautiful. Yeah. I mean, again, but that
just
type
don't
of
step
privacy,
on a stingray out there. Boy, oh boy, you're in trouble.
I can only imagine what you would do to Emily if you had her for 2 hours alone on a beach. You could probably imagine what I was getting myself into.
Passed out after drinking a bunch of rum. I know exactly what you did.
Not on the private beaches. Just telling you, when you look out and you're like in like 6 feet of water and look around and there's nobody around, you're going to have a little fun.
Yeah.
I highly recommend Puerto Rico. The food was good. The prices were reasonable. Some of the most beautiful sights I've seen.
Come across any piranhas?
No, I didn't see any sort of crazy creatures. They had like iguanas. Oh, they were, the place I stayed at in Vieques is like very rural. So it's a lot of like farmers and things like that. So the place we stayed at was they do horseback riding. So there was a horse stable, and then there was a rooster and chicken farm. So there were cocks everywhere. I mean,
Rooster
6 in the morning, just
yeah.
I'm calling my mom, talking to her, and she's like, "What the hell is that?" They're just,
Oh, gotta go get the eggs.
yeah. So cocks, as far as the eye can see in Vieques. I would highly recommend.
Did you come across any? They're called banana spiders.
No, I didn't see a single spider when I was there.
Wow. In Jamaica, we did. Oh shit! What is it? There's a falls in Ocho Rios that we climbed, and then there's like a path you walk down, and there was like, I don't know, one of the guides or whatever. I saw him up ahead. And these banana spiders, they're harmless.
Yeah. They're huge, though.
They are, and I don't do spiders.
I don't like spiders either.
This motherfucker, I could see, I was like 20 yards away. It was so big, and this guy goes in and he like gets it out of its web, and he's like, and I'm like, oh, fuck that. I went way around. I was like, I don't even want anything to do with that
You ever
shit.
seen Arachnophobia with Jeff Daniels?
I can't watch it.
No?
I don't like it.
That's a good one from the early
That
90s.
movie, I saw one little bit of it as a kid, and it fucking
We're watching
ruined
that
me.
in a hotel room around Halloween time.
I
you
think
and me.
I saw that they were doing a remake of it.
Oh, yeah. I have a remake to talk to you about a little bit further down the line.
So, okay. You're going to go real highbrow on your North Carolina because you spent your bullets on your Puerto Rico update.
Oh, no, yeah. I just wanted to tell you I'd never been to. Have you ever been to Raleigh?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have? Yeah, I hadn't been down there. I thought it was a real nice town.
It is a nice town.
I
It's a
tried
nice area.
Tried the barbecue.
Did you go to a Bojangles?
No, we went to a
Because
place
their
called
biscuits are amazing.
went to a place called The Pit. And
Okay.
so it was like they would like smoke hogs for 24 hours over wood chips, and it was Carolina barbecue.
Just what you like to
covered
do,
in vinegar.
smoke hogs.
You got me smoking my hogs, pulling my pork. You know what I like. All the vinegar-based sauces, really good. I was just going to say, and then I ended up staying with a coworker. He's 24, 25. He's a younger guy. Loves me, just loves me. He's like, stay with me. And so we got
Fanboying.
He loves our comedy. I was going to give you some good feedback in a minute about a couple of our songs, but he's a musician and his roommate's a drummer. So we got a case of beer and I just played music with these guys for like 3 hours on Thursday night.
Wait, you took your guitar?
No, I mean, the guy had several guitars. They had a drum kit. These guys are musicians.
Wait, they live down there?
Yeah. So
okay.
my company's based in Raleigh. That's why I went for my day job.
All right,
That's why I went to Raleigh. Everybody else was already there.
Gotcha.
So I stayed, instead of getting a hotel, I stayed with my coworker.
I see.
And he just got me all sauced up. We, we're smoking a little bit, and then he handed me mushrooms at like midnight. He was like, "Here, take these."
At midnight? What'd you have to do the next day?
I had to work, but I woke up in like his basement in a bed, and I was like, "How did I get here?" It was kind of one of those. They go, "You were playing music, and you're like, you were ripping the guitar. You're doing great." And they go, "All of a sudden, you just stopped, and you said you had to go to the bathroom." And then when I don't remember any of this, right? He goes, "And then when you came out, your pants were undone. They were like half hanging off, and you looked at us cockeyed, and you're like, I'm going to go put my PJs on." And then they said I was walking to go like in the basement.
Oh, what's funny is I've seen this.
Yeah.
I've seen this many times.
And then they said they were sitting on the couch, and I guess I was overhearing what they were saying, and I wanted to like be included in the conversation. So they said I would keep like poking my head back out and be like, hey, you guys know Chris D'Elia touches little kids, right? Like they were talking about like comedy. And they said I poked my head out like 3 more times, but each time I was lower. And then and then
I got where you're just crawling and sticking your head around the corner.
Then I passed out, and that was good.
Oh man!
The other thing I wanted to tell you was
par for the course.
My flight got delayed the night before. I was supposed to get in at like 10:30. My flight got delayed to where it didn't leave until like 12:30. So I got in at 1:30. I was supposed to stay with my buddy, my coworker. Well, I'm calling him and texting him. He fell asleep on his couch. So I'm like, well, I guess I got to just find a hotel room. Nothing was vacant. I found a Motel 6 in Cary. Cary's supposed to be really nice.
Ooh.
So I go to the Motel 6. You would have thought it was like 5:30 at night. This place was
Banging.
jumping. I'm talking people smoking weed and going back and forth to their cars.
It's party central, drug deal. It's a Motel 6. What'd you expect?
I go to the front desk to register to get in, and I go to open the door. She goes, no, come around here. I walk around, bulletproof glass. Just like one of those things they have in liquor stores in Baltimore City.
Yeah, and they're probably like, hey, what are you doing here, white boy?
And she's like, no, she's really, really nice Southern white, business owner. Let's say, I hear you guys here. Slip my key under the thing like it's at a bank.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then I'm walking up to my room. People's doors are open, like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. Doors are wide open on the 3rd floor. I'm walking by. They're just staring at me. I'm like, please get me in my room. Remember Big when he's in the room?
Yeah, and you're like crying, hearing gunshots.
I locked my door, and then I like laid down, and I put the other lock on, and I was just I was only in there for like 3 hours.
I was going to say, did you even get to sleep? I would have been so uncomfortable.
Look, you know me. I've slept in worse, unfortunately. But then I'm leaving in the morning, and I'm walking to my car. We were getting started at like 8 in the morning. The guy's picking me up. I'm walking to the car. It's like 7 a.m. And one of the people is like, I looked over. He's sitting in front of his room, like on his little balcony, and he's staring at me. He's ripping his cig. I looked down. He's got like 40 cigarette butts.
Pile of them.
This guy had been up all night long ripping them butts. It was an experience.
He's probably enjoying some of that blue crystal.
He sure might have.
Anyway,
Motel 6, Carrie, 5-star review. Stay there anytime you're in town.
Oh my God.
That was my
I'd have just slept in the car.
That's all good. Well, I didn't have one. I took an Uber.
Oh.
I had to Uber.
I'd have slept in an Uber. Can you just drive around for a few hours?
Uber driver,
take a nap back
he got
here.
mad at me because he was taking me to my buddy's place. I was like, hey, I got to switch the destination. Can you take me here instead? He's like, what do you mean? You're still going to give me the same amount of money? And I was like,
damn.
I was like, I'll give you more. All right. I'll tip you more. I said, it's not about, I said, this guy fell asleep. I can't get into his house. He goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And then we were great friends. We had a good 15-minute convo.
Oh boy.
Oh,
wow.
God.
Man.
You want to tell me what's wrong? It looks like you got something that happened to you in Bethany.
Well, no. I was actually going to do a recap on my previous What's Wrong where I got that $40 ticket.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to contest it. And you're like, good luck with that. So do you think that my appeal excuse was accepted by the court?
The fact that you're asking me already tells me that you won your appeal, but I'm going to tell you no, I don't think you did. I think that's how they make money over the summer, parking tickets.
Yes and a no. They were like, they basically were like, you're guilty, but we'll reduce your fine to $20.
Oh, okay. You feel like you won.
So I feel that it was a small win.
How much of your day did you spend at the courthouse?
I didn't spend any. I just sent a freaking email.
Oh, you just emailed them?
Yes.
I thought you had to go contest it.
No, I contested it in less than 200 characters on a contest form online.
Good for you. Good for you.
So I got a $20 right. So we go back this week.
I might need your help. I got $2,000 in Easy Pass fines
Good
piled
luck with
up.
That. So we
from going up and down and not paying the tolls in the tunnel.
Oh my God. So we go back.
I'm the gingerbread man.
We go back, right? And Emily goes into town. And
Emily goes into town.
She takes my truck again. And she calls me up. And she calls me up and she is fiery mad. She's like, I got a fucking ticket again. And I'm like, are you kidding me? She's like, I used the app. I made sure I had time. Da, da, da. I'm like, walk into that police station and tell them that it's full of shit. So she
goes in as a lawyer. I'm a lawyer.
So she double parks in front of the police station and marches in there. And the woman was getting ready to basically reverse it. Yeah. And she's like, oh, honey, this isn't for expired time. This is for blocking the bike lane.
Oh, well, Yana.
She said the tailgate was sticking out into the bike lane, apparently.
Yeah,
and I'm
my
like,
client.
I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Dude, I told you that's how they make money down there. They
absurd.
play zero games when it comes to parking.
I'm like, there's no posted rules that state don't block a portion of the bike lane.
When I was bartending in Dewey, I'd have to move my car 3 times a day when the fucking meter maid would come around. I would go to this spot and go back there.
It's bad. So that's not even the big one. The big one is that big storm rolled through a few weeks ago, right?
Oh yeah. I put my power out, which never happens.
I've got a generator. I'm all ready.
Mm-hmm.
My house is all ready. All I got to do is plug this generator in, and my whole house is powered.
What are you plugging it to? What do you mean plugging it?
I've got a big outlet that it plugs into, and it runs into my power panel.
What if your power's out?
that's what it generates power, and then it
I don't
pumps
understand how you plug your generator in if you don't have power. Aren't you using the fuel?
The generator is generating electricity, and it's pumping it into my electric panel, which is then feeding it into my house.
Sorry.
Like, I'm all fucking set up. I'm like, fucking go out, power. I dare you. And it flickered, and then it came back on. I was like, all right, right? So I'm standing in the big window in my living room, and I see a flash, and I look up the street, and then I see some movement, and I hear a crash, and I look, and the tree across the street fell over across the street and landed on the 4Runner.
Nice.
No, not nice.
Yeah, get that fucking piece of shit out of here and get yourself a Mercedes.
It's got 15,000 miles on it.
Get yourself a Tesla.
It's a brand new 4Runner.
Emily stole your truck anyway. This is your opportunity to get whatever you want.
It laid across the fucking So I
have a question though. I heard Toyotas last forever. Is it salvageable?
It is.
It's
but
not totaled.
It's not totaled. For fucking.
Did it land on the hood? I mean, on the engine or the?
So it landed on the hood and the roof.
The roof.
It managed to not break any windows. It shattered the front headlight, and the whole hood needs to be replaced. The whole quarter panel needs to be replaced. The roof, they need to take the entire roof off.
This is a good ad for their glass manufacturer.
A new fucking roof. It's all dented in around. The sunroof didn't break.
Their glass manufacturer is off the charts great.
Right. I mean, nothing.
These Japanese know their glass.
Nothing hit the glass directly, though. It was like the crotch of the tree. It was just like.
I need to hook them up with whoever makes the fucking Google phones, because the Gorilla glass. Remember how many of those I broke dropping them about 4 feet?
Oh yeah, they broke.
Fucking motherfuckers.
4 feet. I feel like you'd sneeze on it and it would break.
We were at a campfire. I was sitting down. It fell off my knee.
Yeah. Onto mud.
Well, no, it was like a stone. But.
Okay. Well. All right. So you heard the rundown of all the damage. Okay. Oh, it needs new running boards, new mirror.
Yeah. You're talking at least $6,800.
So that was I was going to give you guess the estimate of damage. I'm going to give you multiple choice. Okay.
Yeah.
We got A, 6,600, B, 9,200, or C, 12,100.
I'm going to just go where I was closest already at 6,600.
All right. What's your guess? All right. Tell him what he's won. A broken car. C. $12,100 worth of fucking damage.
Nice. Is that with labor or was that just for the damage?
That's the body shop for materials.
That was with labor. I was just doing damage.
But here's the thing. He's like, if we find something else or whatever, like they're just going to keep, I mean, insurance is covering
What's the car worth? Oh, well, I guess.
I mean, it's 15,000 miles. It's a year old.
Yeah, it's probably worth at least.
And I asked him, I was like, they're not going to total this. He's like, oh, hell no, they're not going to total this vehicle.
No, but it may never drive the same.
Well, I mean, nothing happened to the mechanics or the suspension. It's all body work.
What if the roof is 2 inches shorter and your big ass can't fit in that 4Runner anymore?
Well, I don't drive it that often anyways.
And you'll tell them you're blue in the face. God damn it, Emily, this is a lower roof. And she's like, Eric, you're fucking crazy. You're crazy. And then you're going to be stuck with that thing.
Well, you know what though? I'm not, because it's a fucking lease.
What are you watching, Eric?
Okay. So I'm expecting some pats on the back here.
I will pat you.
Started WandaVision.
Okay. How far are you? How many episodes?
I'm about halfway through the.
Okay.
It was very hard to watch, and I understand why.
Yeah. Did they drop the veil? What do you know?
No, it's just starting to get. I'm like, okay, now I can see what's happening.
It's
here.
really cool what they do.
So it's starting to pick up. And
I don't know if you noticed
this
too. They parody a different sitcom era on each episode.
Yeah,
it starts in
it starts
Leave It to Beaver, 50s,
yep.
60s, 70s, like Brady
and
Bunch.
And it's
80s,
so confusing. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
It's intended
to be.
It's
trying to because I'm like, they're building and leading into something, and it's starting to, and I'm like, we figured out that it's in a bubble, so it's getting good. But there's so many other things that we're watching.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that, and then Loki is next on the horizon. As soon as I finish that up,
those are probably my two favorites,
and I have to watch them because, as you have a note, and I don't want to go down a rabbit hole yet, but. What is it? Phase 5 is coming?
Yeah, we'll talk about what we're excited for in a minute.
Yeah.
And 6. They put all the titles of everything for Phase 5 and 6 out.
5, 6 okay, I only got halfway. Anyway, so
if you think of it this way, the next, they're calling this the multiverse saga. The first
Right.
one was the Infinity Gauntlet or Infinity War saga. So this is like another big build-up. So the last Avengers movie that'll stamp the end of
Brought
this.
to you by Spindrift Beverages.
Spindrift,
Wine
delicious.
is delicious.
So the next one is going to finish up with another big Avengers event, and the villain is revealed in Loki. I'm not telling you anything beyond that.
I'm excited for Loki. But
Loki's fucking awesome.
So there's that, but this is the one. This is the winning one.
You watched it, didn't you?
I watched Winning Time,
How
and
good
I
was
hate
it?
when you're fucking right. I was cussing you hard, and I was just like, I fucking hate when he's right, and I binged like the first 5 episodes.
Dude, it's so good.
It's really, 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 really
It hits
good.
home for what we do too. If you think of it, you know what I
really
mean? It's like
does.
this one man band
Yeah,
who's like,
yeah.
what, 2 man, whatever. He's got
Right.
his body, but it's like that. He believes in it more.
on a much bigger scale.
Yeah, but he's like borrowing from Peter to rob Paul, and you know what I mean? Like, think about that guy on a fucking dream was like, I'm buying the Lakers. Now he had money, but
Right,
you know what I mean? Like,
but he basically liquidated.
Yeah.
He owned the fucking Chrysler building for.
well, they
crying
weren't a
out
great
loud.
investment back then either. He made them with the Showtime Lakers and the
Oh yeah, he made it all.
the cheerleaders and the spectacle of it all.
So I
How
pulled
good's
some.
John C. Reilly, by the way.
Oh my god, he's fucking incredible. And there's a lot of times I was trying to envision
Michael Shannon.
Will Ferrell.
Oh, yeah.
Because Will Ferrell was originally supposed to play that role, and I'm like,
Well, yep.
it wouldn't have been as good. Like
I
he's
agree.
he's too
Well,
funny, I guess.
Will
I
Ferrell
don't know.
wanted the role. He's not. Yeah, he doesn't have dramatic chops like that. John C. Reilly. Remember, he was in like Gangs in New York.
Right,
And, like,
he can
got
parody the
dramatic
dramatic
chops.
and
Yeah.
he can do that comedic humor,
Well, they-
that dry humor that I just feel like
Will Ferrell wanted it. Do you know who they cast and actually started filming with? Was Michael Shannon, who was. Do you remember Man of Steel with Henry Cavill, the Superman movie? Oh God,
Michael Shannon.
yeah, look him up. He was also on, I think, Boardwalk Empire.
Oh yeah.
He was in The Shape
way.
of Water.
Oh God, no, he would have been.
I think he said because John C. Reilly like breaks the fourth wall a lot. That's the
a
character.
lot.
Michael Shannon was like, he's not that type of actor. He's like fully engrossed in the scene. He's like, I just can't get into. I don't understand. You know, and they were like, we got to get ready. Like
He couldn't break the fourth wall.
yeah, the way he
struggled
acts
with it.
is, I guess, he's fully engrossed in the scene.
Right.
He's not that type of, I guess, actor that. Can
Yeah,
just
I mean,
look
John
at
C.
the-
Riley would totally be in the scene, and then
Yeah.
he'd turn and he'd just be like,
He was absolutely perfect for it.
you know about a swan and how they make a horrible sound just before they die. I mean, it was really good. So,
I can't imagine anybody else in that role. I think is what's crazy is
but
that
him
he
and
wasn't
Will
originally
Ferrell
cast.
on the outs because of this.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yeah. So, all right. So I pulled some
Awesome.
some good questions here.
Yeah.
All right. So, Magic John, and I learned a lot about Magic. I mean, a lot of these folks that I've
Kareem
known
Abdul-Jabbar.
about them, but I didn't know about them in this way.
Yeah.
And it was cool. It was really cool learning about these
It's neat.
ball players.
Frames up a neat era.
So, Magic Johnson bought his first car in 1979,
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes-Benz 450 SL. In 1979, that car cost,
Mm-hmm.
because, I mean, it was a big deal when he fucking rolled up with that car.
Mm-hmm.
It cost, it was A, $18,000,
Mm-hmm.
B, $32,000, or C, $46,000.
We're gonna go with Eric's big numbers tonight. 46,000.
That is incorrect.
32.
Yes.
Okay, that's what my gut said, but I wanted to go bigger
It
because
was
you went bigger.
32,000.
Now,
So
wait, before you say anything,
hold on.
Okay,
I already know where you're going with this.
Okay.
I'm already ahead of you. So the price then is equivalent to current day $128,835.
yeah.
Which I was like $32,000, like
Well, what year did you say this was?
79.
And what year does his rookie year take place when he's on the Lakers?
That was 79.
I thought it was 81.
Was it? No.
He was still in college when you're talking about this. So he's getting paid to play basketball. That's what I'm alluding to. The Lakers won the world championship in 81.
80.
Well, I thought it was 81. Whatever.
That was 80.
I thought you were trying to say that he was getting this money before they paid him.
No, I don't know.
That's what we need to figure out.
Right.
If Michigan State bought Magic Johnson a car.
So then there was one other thing. Well, there's two things, but then there was an anecdote that I really liked that Dr. Buss said. in episode 8, it opened with an anecdote about running a mile under 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And how he talked about how it was just humans always thought it was impossible. Nobody could run it under. Nobody tried.
Right.
Nobody ever tried it.
Yep.
And then so my question is how many years did people believe and not test that a human cannot run a mile under? Is it A, 500 years, B, 1,200 years, or C, 2,000 years?
2,000, all 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Yes. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Mm-hmm,
Actually, I think I got one.
So yeah, 2,000 years, nobody tried to test it. And then he goes, after the guy, I don't remember the guy's name that tested it and ran it, and it was like 3 minutes and 59 seconds, 9.9. I mean, it was just under 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, guess how long it took before the next person ran it in less time? It was like 40 days.
There you go. Yeah, they just kept doing it. Yeah, that was awesome, wasn't it?
So it was just cool how he was like breaking these like inspirational things down.
Man, there's tons of inspiration to take from that. I thought you would enjoy it quite a bit.
But the inspirational quote that I really like was the mantra between Pat Riley and his wife.
Yeah, how about Pat Riley? You know he becomes the coach of the Lakers.
Eventually.
Yeah, and wins like 5 championships. It's just cool.
Look how he ended up there. It was
there's
just
going to
like,
be a season 2, evidently, so they're going to continue
it's
the
coming
story.
in 23 or 24.
Yeah.
It's
But
already
just-
been approved.
His path to being a superstar coach was insane.
Yeah.
Like,
he wasn't even supposed to be there.
Yeah. And the other guy was just like a total pussy. Paul
Oh, my
West.
God.
Dude, how about that coach hitting his head like that? That's all a true story. Like a little bit fictionalized the way it happened, but he had a fucking bike accident like that. All that happened.
See, and that was the thing is because it's said before
Yeah.
every episode that some things were.
I looked it all up
know,
after
like-
every episode. I didn't want to spoil anything because I
Right.
didn't know every piece of the story.
Right.
But I looked up like that coach. All that happened, man. Like that guy was the architect of all of it, and then hit his head.
Broke his head.
Crazy, dude. Like just destiny and all kinds
It's
of weird
nuts.
shit at play there, man.
So here's the mantra.
I think we should go to sports after this, by the
Okay.
way, because we've been taking a long time. We can start with our other stuff on the
All
next
right.
one.
Are you ready for the
It's a
mantra?
good transition too.
Function forward. Control what we can.
That's right.
Yeah.
And with that, let's go to sports.
Jump shots. Goals. Running. Balls. Defense. Champions.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marv Albert, and welcome to another edition of Stapless Sports.
First, some NFL news.
All right.
Fantasy football drafts are right around the corner, right? You participating in any fantasy football leagues this year?
Probably not.
Okay, great. I'm the commissioner of mine. Some breaking news for all you fantasy football heads out there. Seattle Seahawks running back Chris Carson is walking away from the NFL. He's just 27 years old after reportedly retiring due to a neck injury. 27. See you later. Bad neck. So get him off your draft boards, ladies and gentlemen. That's the first thing I wanted to announce. Chris Carson, if somebody drafts him in my league, you've been warned. Some other NFL news, another
Producer
soundbite.
just pulled his phone out, shaking his head.
Some other NFL news. Who's our favorite owner for sound bites? Do you know?
For sound bites?
Who've I referenced here before who's gotten himself in hot water with some things that he said?
I mean, there's been a lot.
Who's the most recognizable owner in the NFL? America's team.
Oh.
Jerry's back in the news for all the right reasons. Jerry Jones uses an offensive term for little people.
Oh, boy.
At Cowboys camp. Jerry Jones has put his foot in his mouth on the opening day of Dallas Cowboys training camp, using an offensive term for little people while addressing a throng of media members. The team's owner was remembering the late Larry Lacewell, the Cowboys' longtime director of college and pro scouting, when he used the dreaded M word. Lace had out here. He was good. Jerry said, speaking to the media, I'm going to go ahead and get me somebody, a midget, to stand up there with me and dress up like Lace and think Lace is still out here helping us. Looking at that, practicing with all of us. Jerry's 79 years old. Do we give him a pass?
I mean...
Does the term midget offend you? But you're not a little person. I don't know if I'm even saying a slur right now. Apparently I am.
I don't Yeah, I
You're
don't
supposed to say
know.
little people.
I can't keep up.
Do we give Jerry a pass? You're giving Jerry a pass. The
I
little
don't
people of
think it's-
America are fired up,
I don't
Eric.
think. Well, I mean, we need to ask one of our future comedians what her
we
take
will
is
ask her.
in
We do
September.
have a little person comedian. I don't know either,
Careful.
man.
Careful!
It's a slippery goddamn slope.
I'm scared. I don't know. Like I don't
want to offend.
I don't want to offend, but I don't understand
pull her
why
aside.
it's so offensive.
It'll be easy. We'll pull her aside. We'll have a little conversation with her, and it'll be fine. Next in NFL news, let's keep it going, baby.
All right.
Do you remember?
Spin that wheel.
I told you guys a story about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, about a defensive back formerly for the Oakland, now the Las Vegas Raiders. His name is Damon Arnett. Do you remember the story I told you where he pulled a gun on a valet driver?
Yeah.
Yeah. All
I
right.
remember that.
Well, Arnett found himself in more legal trouble in Florida, of all places, on Tuesday morning. He was getting some good news about his other court case in Las Vegas, where they dropped a few of the charges against him for when he was accused of pulling a gun on a valet. More legal trouble, though, for Damon Arnett. He was just arrested again, this time after cops said they found a cocaine-like substance in his pocket during a traffic stop. During the stop, which police say occurred at 8:56 on a Monday, the documents they found, Arnett had been driving on a suspended license and issued him a citation. So, not only does this guy have gun charges, but he's driving on a suspended license with his whole future in the balance and decides to take a little blow with him on the trip. Does Damon Arnett get a pass, Eric?
We're going to find out. Hold on a second.
Let me ask you this. If the two starting cornerbacks for the Ravens get hurt again this year, and Damon Arnett is out there, and he's healthy, and he comes in and he runs a 4.340, and he looks great, do we give him a shot?
I'm going to say no, he doesn't get a pass.
Okay.
Because of the fact that he is making...
Corner, yeah.
He's making...
DB, defensive back.
$3.3 million a year.
Well, he was.
And you can't afford to fucking have a driver?
These guys puzzle me so much.
I would be like, I'm just going to pay somebody to fucking drive me everywhere.
Especially if your license is suspended.
Especially if your license is suspended.
And you want to do blow at 8:50 on a Monday.
Right. Fucking get a driver.
No, it was 8:50. But it was a Monday.
But it was a Monday.
Who's doing blow on a Monday?
On a Monday evening.
Good Lord.
Or carrying it or taking it from point A to point B.
Look, as someone that's done a lot of blow, Monday you're like, man, I better fucking lay off the blow for a few days.
Especially if you're a pro fucking athlete.
Well, he was. I think times is hard for our man there.
I mean, come on. Total guarantees $13 million and you can't fucking afford a driver.
Last thing I wanted to talk to you about. All great points, Eric. We were talking, now this isn't a what are we watching, this is tying back into that a little bit.
Okay.
Have you heard that they are rebooting the classic A League of Their Own?
I have not, and this is appalling to my ears right now.
I saw the trailer today.
Oh, right. How bad was it?
Now, Amazon it's a series that they're producing. All right. So it's going to be multiple episodes. I don't want this to come off the wrong way. So I want to preface this.
Come off the wrong way.
I want to preface this by saying they're framing this as the movie was, as a somewhat fictionalized historical retelling of an era, right? It's a period piece, okay? Which means that some things you can't really mess with from a plot perspective, such as
Madonna wasn't originally in that time?
Talking about the political and racial tensions of the time.
Right.
So I'm watching the trailer, right? And as I watch it, and by the way, the first season takes place in 1943.
Tom Hanks in it again?
No. Takes place in 1943. I'm watching it. One of the leads on the show is an African-American woman.
Okay.
Right? And she's like one of the players that gets recruited, and she like throws a ball like up into the stands, and everybody's like, holy shit, look at this chick. And I just was like,
no.
I'm not coming from a bad place, but I was like, I don't think even male baseball was segregated until Jackie Robinson did it like 20 years later.
Yeah.
So I looked it up, and there were no black African-American players
trying to make it
in this league.
Oh, my God.
And so again, I'm all
not even
for
historically accurate.
all for, black leads and anything. Again, Get Out was awesome. We watched Queen and Slim. Any of these movies are incredible. Black Panther. I'll watch anything with a black lead actor. This just didn't make any fucking
you married
sense.
a black woman. I think
did.
you were in the clear.
Well, that doesn't always give you the pass. Some people are weird with that. But I'm sitting there watching it going, this is not fucking possible. It would be like, I don't know. It'd be like 4 black guys in the Nazi Germany army in a World War II movie, and it's just like, well, there were no black guys in the fucking Nazi Germany. Like,
it's false. It's false history. It's false history.
I just lost. I was like, what? Then this isn't League of Their Own. Like, they're trying to talk about a real baseball league that happened. It'd be like if Winning Time and Magic Johnson was like a white guy.
Yeah,
like, what?
Yeah.
or if Pat Riley was a black guy. Like, it doesn't matter.
Larry Bird was a black guy.
Yeah, you're telling a fucking historical tale here. Anyway, Amazon, king of the woke.
Oh my god!
I guess.
Now are they gonna have the?
It just bothered
me.
I don't know why it bothered
opening
me.
text like they did in Winning Time, where it's like some of these things are fictional and they have been used for dramatic purposes.
You're trying to talk about a real thing, which is cool, where women had to go play baseball while the men were away at war. Again, I'm all about inclusion. It's just historically inaccurate. What are you doing?
It's right. Well, that's,
then don't make this about some fictional league.
We have is they're teaching people inappropriate, wrong history.
Yeah,
it's not real history. It's not
gets
true.
To be a bit much for me. Anyway, that's your sports update. We probably pissed a lot of people off.
Well.
And we're back, Eric, with our final segment, a little ditty we like to call Earth is Full. Do you have someone you want to kick off the planet this week, Eric?
I don't have any particular person, but I have a company that I would like to kick off the planet. Is that acceptable?
Maybe when I hear what you're going to say. I have to hear it, Your Honor.
Okay, hold on. The Blaze is wanting me to
stop tech censorship. The ads.
Okay, so there was a Burger King employee who has worked at this fast food restaurant for 27 years, never missed a day. And in recognition of his hard work, what do you think would be somewhat of a reasonable,
I'd say
reward for such
Whopper meal for at least a week?
Well, you're not far off.
Free rations.
Not far off. The management company rewarded the worker with a goodie bag. and this gentleman is so humble that he was happy with it.
What's in the goodie bag? What's in the box?
It was a single movie ticket.
2.
A single movie,
well, if it was like Top Gun, that would be different than
I'm guessing he could just go to the theater and have a voucher for whatever movie.
$30 value if it's 3D and XD.
A Starbucks cup.
Did it have his name on it?
An empty cup.
Did it at least have his name on it?
2 packs of not Bubblicious, but Lifesavers candy.
Awesome.
A bag of Reese's Pieces.
I love Reese's Pieces.
2 pens.
Well,
and a few other trinkets like keychains.
They could have given him 1 pen. Eric,
which I'm gonna, and it says, despite the severely lackluster gift, Mr. Ford was very appreciative of the gesture.
27 years in service at Burger King?
Didn't miss a single day.
That's insane.
That's great work ethic, and it's at an airport. I mean, it's
the worst.
It's worst.
The worst.
The amount of assholes that dude has probably had to deal with.
You want to get rid of Burger King, or just this is because they're franchised?
It's not Burger King. It's this management company called HMS Host.
Oh,
and they're the company that operates restaurants and airports. I mean, this company probably makes billions of dollars,
billions and billions,
because they're operating restaurants in airports.
Kick
We're talking
them off.
Plural.
I support it. What are they called?
HMS Host.
All right, sell all their stock in our company that we tied up our corporate money in.
And by the way, he worked at the Las Vegas airport. They own the restaurants and manage the restaurants in of all airports.
You're approved.
Las Vegas.
Don't talk yourself out of the sale. You're approved. They're gone. They're gone. I've taken them out of your equation.
Now, there is some light on the other side of this gloomy rainbow.
Please.
David Spade, comedian, actor, picked this up.
Joe Dirt.
And I think he.
Does your mama sew?
I want to say he gave him like $5,000 or something, or started a GoFundMe.
Nice.
And the GoFundMe, I'm looking here. Sorry. Yeah, the GoFundMe at the time of this raised like $63,000 for.
That's
him.
great. That's more than he makes in a year, guaranteed.
Oh, I'm sure that's probably double or triple.
I don't know. If he's been there 27 years, he probably gets an incremental pay bump each year.
Well,
then again, if they're giving him Tic Tacs and Lifesavers.
They're giving him Tic Tacs and Lifesavers. Hey, I wouldn't hold your breath.
Oh, you know what I want to tell you? I forgot about this. When I left just going back to Puerto Rico for a brief second. When I left the carport, I rented a car and I drove to Luquillo. It was like 40 minutes. There was a strip of road.
Back in Puerto Rico again?
Yeah, for probably about 7 or 8 miles. Listen to this. This is why it'll relate to what you just said. For about 7 or 8 miles, I thought I was in a time loop or the Twilight Zone. We started driving, and there was a Church's Chicken and a Burger King, all right? And then, like liquor stores in Baltimore City, I'm telling you how frequently they were. Like, I went less than a quarter mile, Church's Chicken, Burger King. Less than a quarter mile, Church's Chicken, Burger King. I probably 30 Burger Kings.
Oh, Burger King is in the Caribbean
in an 8 mile.
islands.
Yeah, but in this 8 mile stretch, it was like, remember Demolition Man where they're like, every restaurant is a Taco Bell. I'm like, babe, I think every fucking restaurant down here is a burger. It's the first thing I saw. And the funniest thing is, we get to our hotel and then we checked in and we went to Wendy's.
Oh, that's a sick fucking burn.
Sunday hates Burger King.
Fuck Burger King.
Maybe she should though. All right, last thing.
All right, wrap this up.
Sometimes, Eric.
Be quick.
Sometimes the universe and evolution smiles at you. Mm-hmm. Sometimes your job is done for you. I'm not kicking anyone else off the planet today because it's already happened. Okay? A 22-year-old man this week suffered a gruesome death on his Mykonos vacation when he was struck by helicopter blades.
Wow, that must have been a hell of a mess on the tarmac.
How could that happen, you say? Was the helicopter flying too low? Was there an accident of some sort? Authorities looked into it, and they now believe that this could be a case of a photo op gone tragically wrong. Jack Fenton and his 3 friends were recently getting off their hired Black Bell 407 helicopter coming back from the Greek Isle. They were taken there to a private lounge. They waited for the vehicle, and then he headed back towards the helicopter at a fast pace as everyone shouted at him, "Come back!" Witnesses spoke to the Greek Committee for Aviation Accidents and said that he had his phone on his ear as he went towards the back of the helicopter where the blade was still spinning. He was struck in the head, killing him instantly. People described it as horrifying. I describe it as evolution.
Wow. I mean, I'm speechless.
So, the guy that only got Tic Tacs and Lifesavers probably don't have a ton of cash, but he's not at risk for a private helicopter fucking head decapitation.
As long as he stays in the airport, Burger King.
Man. Well, those who saw the incident could only describe it as horrifying. The pilot was arrested.
What? How is this the pilot's fault?
We need a GoFundMe for that pilot. And with that, that's all we got for you. As always, Eric, this episode has been completely unextraordinary. And thank you, Dark Continent. Good night.
This is the League of Unextraordinary Gentlemen.